In this video, we're going to look at Here, There and Everywhere and how to play it on acoustic guitar. Apparently, this is Paul McCartney's favourite song that he wrote with the Beatles. And we also featured this in my top 5 Beatles songs, which I filmed with my buddy Mike Bradley. And this was one of his absolute favourites as well. So check out that video in the top corner, or I'll leave a link below in the description if you fancy watching that one. Loads more acoustic Beatles songs in there. But the one thing that I wanted to point out in this song, which is it's just an example of the Beatles' genius, and also a real heads up as to what goes on with these kind of beautiful, more expressive, more sophisticated chord sequences and chord progressions, is right in the intro, the first few chords. The first few chords and the bulk of this song basically uses G major, A minor, B minor, and C. That's what it's based around. That is all in the key of G. They're like the chords in order that make up the first few chords in the key of G major. The third chord that they use in this song is not one of those chords. It's a B flat major, which straight away sounds a little bit more sophisticated, doesn't it? So where does that come from? Well, it's a borrowed chord, and it could be a borrowed chord. We could think about it as a borrowed chord from a different key, but I like to teach and think about this as just one borrowed chord from the minor pentatonic scale. It's this one here, the B flat note. So when you're learning this scale, all of these notes can also make chords, but when we do that, it's a little bit more bluesy, a little bit more rocky. And when we stick to chords from the major scale, that's using the major diatonic chords songbook. I've got a lesson on this that explains that in a lot more slowly and a lot more clearly probably in the description below. Top link in the description is where I'll leave that one. So check that out if you need a bit more explanation as to what's going on here. But let's learn this great song. That first chord for the intro is G, B minor, then this B flat, A minor, and D major. That's our intro. To lead a better life, I need my love to be here. If you want to be clever, it's A minor 7, which is just lifting off the third finger, to D major. D7, also fine. These seventh chords are just more complex chord options. A minor 7, D7 like this, really common. If you don't know them already, they're really good to know. From there, the start of the verse checks through the chords in diatonic chords order, in the key of G. Here, making each day of the year, changing my life with a... Now we have a couple of chords that are repeated. F sharp minor to B7, or to B. We can play that the bar chords way, F sharp minor, B major, or we can use a non-bar chords way, F sharp minor 7 like this. It's like playing an A major, but with an F sharp in the bass. You could even do it like this, but we try not to let string 5 ring out if we can do that. So that's why I like doing it this way, because it mutes string 5. F sharp minor 7 to B7. That's linked to in the chord sheet that I'll also link to in the description of this video as well. It's just following Ultimate Guitar. So it's free for you guys. Changing my life with a wave of her hand. Nobody can.
If you enjoy this video, why not check out the full range of courses available at andyguitar.co.uk. From total beginner to advanced, acoustic and electric guitar, we have structured lessons, exclusive song tutorials not available on YouTube, regular live lessons so you can get all the feedback you need. Try all of this for free with a 10-day free trial. The link to that is in the description. Let's get back to the video.
And then we have E minor, A minor, D, or D7. That's a move that I believe was stolen by Carole King in You've Got a Friend. And that's no bad thing. It doesn't mean she's a bad songwriter. In fact, it means these are all awesome, the best songwriters ever that we can learn from. But we've got to spot it. We've got to actually make a mental note of these. And this is one of them. So, You've Got a Friend. When you're down and troubled. That progression F sharp minor or F sharp minor 7 to B major or B major 7 to E minor is like songwriting royalty. Use that. Let's make a note of that and make sure we remember that that can work in the key of G. So let me play through the verses. Every verse exactly the same chord progression. Here, that's G, A minor, B minor, C, G major. Here it's going to change. I'll go for the simpler way. F sharp minor 7, B7, F sharp minor, B7, E minor. So that's that bit that Carole King borrowed, James Taylor, D7. If you could get your head around what I was saying in the intro, that shouldn't be too much bother for you. At middle A, well, here we go, more chords. I want her everywhere, and if she's beside me, I know I need never care. But to love her is to need her everywhere. All right, so what's going on there, guys, is we've changed key to B flat, but we've done that by going 5 to 1. So when we're talking about chords in a key, we have the 1 chord, 1, minor 2, minor 3rd, 4th major, 5th major, 6th minor, right? You guys know that. That's that diatonics video that I suggested earlier. In this part, we've changed key, and to do that, we go from 5 to 1. So if we're changing key back to G, we're going to go D or D7 to 1 to G. Big pull back. And that's what happens here. And everywhere. That happens literally at the end of this middle 8. To the start of it, it's D7, F major, B flat. And it's the F major that's the 5 and the B flat that's the 1. And then we're treating this as 1, G minor minor 6, C minor is the minor 2nd. It's confusing, isn't it? So 5 to 1, minor 6, minor 2nd. That's a major 3rd in this key, major dominant 3rd. G minor minor 6, minor 2, D7. So we got this kind of G minor, C minor, D7, which can either, we can treat it as being the 1 of B minor or go back to the 1 of G. It's absolute genius, to be honest with you, and we have to make note of it. And you know, you don't have to understand it all, but you do have to make a mental note of these progressions that really work. Any thoughts you have on that little bit, let me know in the comments below, because I just think it's wonderful. Let me show you how to play it though. So this is from Someone is Speaking, but she doesn't know he's there. I want her everywhere. F to B flat, G minor, C minor, D7, and G minor. To C minor, D7, everywhere. Okay, one more time just to hear it. Someone is speaking, but she doesn't know he's there. I want her everywhere, and if she's beside me, I know I need never care. But to love her is to need her everywhere. You get how that works? Let's have a little playthrough of all this then, at least the bare bones of it, just to show you how it all fits together. That's what we like in it. And you can join in with me if you want. From the G major chord. In, 2, 3, 4. To lead a better life, I need my love to be here. Here, making each day of the year. Changing my life with the wave of her hand. Nobody can deny that there's something there. we go. F, B flat. And if she's beside me, I know I need never care. And we're back to everywhere. If you can get through all that, I think you'll be able to play that song with a little bit of practice. If you need more help, check out my intermediate course. The start of my intermediate course should have some great tips. I'll leave a link to that on the screen now and in the description below, or you'll find it at handyguitar.co.uk. Intermediate course.